Next on the agenda, you may have seen her before, is the delightful Edith Hike.
Thank you. My German name is Edith. Edith Gudrun Ilse Hike. My parents came to America when I was 5 years old, so German is my first language. I've always loved German words. Words that a lot of you know, like kindergarten, sauerkraut, Wiener Schnitzel, mach schnell. Yeah. We have words in German that you Americans would never think of. Words like Hexahaare, which means a little witch hair. You know that little black hair that you find when you're all dressed up and you don't have any tweezers? And you don't want to be called a krepierling in the family. That means you're like sickly and the runt. You have to just go sit in a corner somewhere and disappear. No. And then we have a word like Fliegenklatsche, which means fly swatter. Why don't you say it with me? Fliegenklatsche, Fliegenklatsche, Fliegenklatsche. Yeah, that's how to say it. I think we all agree that Germans are better at beer making than their comedy, but I do know a couple of German jokes. How many Germans does it take to screw in a light bulb? None if it's manufactured properly. And what's the version of German foreplay? Komm hier, mein Liebchen, brace yourself. And don't forget to bring the Wiener Schleider, which is what we commonly know as KY jelly. Wiener Schleider. German children's stories are really different too. They're out to teach us some real lessons. Like, for example, we all know Cinderella. Her older stepsisters squashed their feet into the glass slipper. In the German version, the one stepsister cuts off her toes. The other one cuts off her heel. And it's not until the prince sees the blood oozing out that he doesn't have the right gal. And then we had a children's book illustrated called Der Struwwelpeter. It's a story of a dreadful boy. He has long, dirty hair and scary fingernails. And he sits around and he pulls the wings off flies. And he whips his nanny. And what happens is his dog bites him. He has to go to bed, and then the picture book shows the dog eating the boy's dinner. So we're supposed to learn from that. Let me tell you about der Daumenlutscher. A Daumenlutscher is the thumb sucker. This is the little boy whose mother says, "I'm going out and don't you be lutching your Daumen." And in comes leaping this scary little man with a huge scissor, cuts the boy's thumb off. You see him standing there like this with the little blood dripping down, waiting for his mother to come home. Another story for us to learn from. I embody a lot of the German national characteristics of a love of precision and order. The word is Ordnung. Ordnung. Well, I not only love Ordnung, I'm a triple Virgo. Any Virgos in the house? Yeah, you know what I mean. I love discipline, precision, and order. So I have to give every guy I go out with a disclaimer so that he knows what he's getting into. If you put your elbow on the dinner table, you are gonna get a Kopfnuss. And if you're late picking me up, you're gonna get a Sternixel. And don't you dare call me controlling or OCD or, heaven forbid, anal. Because then you're gonna get it with the Fliegenklatsche. Yes! My parents were so organized that my mother died on Mother's Day. My father died on Father's Day. I guess I'm gonna have to die on my birthday. My mother never really liked kids very much. She had 6 of us, 5 girls and 1 boy. She told me that when she was pregnant was when my father left her alone. So that's when she had all these kids. She would wake us kids up in the morning playing the song of the Russian Volga boatmen to cheer us up. Na 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 na. Yeah. When my brother was 3 years old, he started getting allergies to grass. You know, she just went and plunked him in the middle of a field for a couple of hours and left him there. He never got allergies to grass. He did smoke a hell of a lot of it later on when he grew up. You know, I didn't even know that you could cook Quaker oats. Our breakfast was, she'd plunk the box in the middle of the table with 2 glasses of milk, 1 on each side for us 6 kids to share, and we'd just choke those Quaker oats down like eating newsprint. I found out later that that's called muesli. I still can't eat it. Yeah. When I grew up and I wanted to come home and visit my mother, I'd say, "Mom, can I come visit?" And she'd say, "Do you have to?" My mother could take the fun out of a birthday party. Made me wonder what kind of a mother I was for my son, my only son. He came home recently wearing a t-shirt that said, "Raised with danger." Raised with danger. Well, you know how little kids are like monkeys and they love to climb all the time? Well, I let him live on top of the refrigerator. He had his blankie up there and his little teddy bear, and he was happy. Sometimes I'd teach him a wrong word just for the fun of it. I told him that seaweed was candy. When it was time to teach him to swim, I just sort of chucked him into the water. I figured he'd figure it out. I let that kid climb rocks and trees and play with knives. Yeah, he seemed like a responsible 4-year-old. When he wanted a puppy, I got him a mouse. Mousy tongue. Well, on my own behalf, I'm going to tell you he did grow up to be a well-adjusted, successful young man. And nowadays, when he calls me and says, "Mom, can I come home?" I say, "Ja, Jawohl, komm nach Hause. Mach schnell. Come on home. Thank you all very much.
I love that. The kid wanted a puppy, she gave him a mouse. Kids don't know. I wish I'd thought of that.